How you guys doing? I'm good. I'm good.
Is it the dog days of camp yet? Still having fun at camp? You ready for it to be over already?
A little bit of both. You want to enjoy the time, enjoy the chemistry you're able to build, especially with your teammates, and being able to separate from everything else that's going on and being isolated here. You kind of enjoy that, but you also miss home. So it's a little bit in between.
Chris, we just talked to Andy, and you mentioned your ability to be a fun-loving guy, but when it comes to practice, you're all business. How do you go about flipping that switch when you do have to kick it down?
For me, more so, it's about, I have a mission here, especially when stepping on this practice field. Our mission is to get better, 1% better every day. And that's a balance. I mean, you can come out here and have fun, but make sure you're doing it at your highest capability on this field, making sure you're leading guys as an example. So I take that personal, especially when I'm stepping on the field.
You're obviously the leader of this defensive line. You've done the whole stagnation thing. What's the identity, do you think, of this year's defensive line?
Just being greedy, man. Being greedy. I think we left a lot of opportunities last year, our last game of the season on the field. And we was able to make a few changes in the defensive line room, bring my brother back, and a lot of familiar faces back. And I think this year it's about being gritty, stopping the run, stopping the pass, and doing whatever we can to help this defense out.
Chris, what signs are you seeing out there that maybe you guys will be more productive as a group as rushing the quarterback this year?
As a D-line, more so it's all about being consistent, day in and day out, especially playing against our offense like we have. It's hard to stay at a high level consistently because they throw so many things at you. So for me, more so it's about being consistent on the front foot, making sure that we taking no days off.
You talked about using the Joe Burrow almost sack in the AFC Championship game last year as motivation. You not having a postseason sack, does that motivate you as well?
No, I got a postseason ring. I got a championship ring. You know what I mean? So when you talk about a postseason sack, I'm not really striving for postseason sacks. The game plan changed. The ordeal of the D-line, it changed. So when you talk about that, I have a ring. I have more rings than sacks, but this year I get a sack, if it makes y'all happy.
Chris, you've gone up against some of the NFL's best centers over your career. You get to practice against Creed Humphrey. How do you think he measures up when you compare him to some of the best centers in the NFL?
You look at his grade, he should have been an All-Pro last year. They snubbed him from that. Snubbed him from his first Pro Bowl. But, hey, keep on chopping. Keep on chopping, and the success, it will come over time. Those guys are there front for 5 guys. They're relentless now. They're relentless. They're good. Doing a really good job of protecting Pat. And that's what we need. We're able to compete every day, challenge each other. And it's good when you have that type of talent on the offensive line because it makes guys around them better, especially the D-line. We're able to compete at a high level day in and day out.
And you get to go against him a couple of times in the one-on-ones and full pads. How strong is this guy?
Well, I haven't went against him. I try to stay as far away from the nose spot as possible. But no, I'm just kidding. I've seen a lot of great competitive battles, especially one-on-one. That's when a mano against a mano. Am I better than you? So it's been a lot of competitive battles.
Chris, there's certain pass rushing techniques that you sort of identified and sort of worked on as a defensive end last year that you can sort of translate and use at defensive tackle this year, where maybe you haven't sort of shown that at that position?
I think it's all the same. Just defensive tackle happen more faster than the defensive end. You have a few steps to take as a defensive end. As a tackle, you take one step, the guy is on you. So I think the game speed is a little more faster in defensive tackle, but I don't think the moves actually change.
Chris, you mentioned when you're talking about the defensive line, they got your brother back. It did seem like Frank may not be back this season. When you heard that news and heard that, okay, he's going to be back for 2022, how did you react to it?
I'm always ecstatic to have my brother back, man. I think Frank played a pivotal part of the success of this team, especially coming in first year winning a championship. Next year we're going to another championship in AFC last year. So I think he's been a huge part of the success of this team also. So when you have a guy like that back and know what he's capable of doing, I think he's almost about to have the record in the postseason at sacks. You know what I mean? And his success speaks for itself. I don't have to tell you his accolades, but I think it's ecstatic to have him back on the defensive line.
Tershawn has had some good reps on the inside this camp. How do you think him and Dana are doing on the inside?
Excuse me?
Tershawn Wharton.
Oh, Turk and Mike Dana, they're coming along. Coach Collins has been challenging those guys every day, and they've been dealing with adversity as well. They've been responding well, and it's actually exciting to see those guys grow and become who they are. You know, it's a day-to-day process, but that's what it's all about. Continue to grow, continue to get 1% better, and you know, I'm excited for him. I'm excited for him. It's a long season, and we'll see where it comes.
Chris, go ahead, Dave.
Chris, having Joe as your new D line coach, what's that experience been like?
I love Joe. I love Joe, man. Joe is my guy. Joe is my guy. Me and Joe see eye to eye on a lot of things. You know, I don't think we had a disagreement yet, but we definitely see eye to eye on a lot of different things and the mechanics, how we view pass rushing, the aspect of pass rushing, and how we feel this D line should be, and you know what type of expectations we should have as a group. And I love Joe, man. That's my guy.
Now that you've had Carlos here for a little bit and he's ramping up, what's it like having him in that room and having him on the line?
He's still in the acclimation period, so I haven't been able to get the full strength of Carlos, but having his leadership and his knowledge of the game for him to be able to break things down and offer more ideas, I think is special for us as a D-line, and it can help us out on the pass rush.
Last two, Sam and Nick.
Chris, every year there's personnel changes, but this year there's pretty significant ones without Tyron here, without Anthony here. What's it like without, some pretty clear vocal leaders for you guys for the past 3 years not being?
Yeah, we was able to bring in Justin Reed, and we keep moving forward. I trust in Veach and Coach Reed to make those decisions, and whoever they bring, I think is best for the team. And Justin Reed, he's been a pivotal guy, forces one to step up, and one has answered that bell, he has answered that call, and I think it's been good for this defense as a whole to have those guys back there. And that's the way the NFL works. One year they here, next year they gone. Unfortunately, it's a business, but I'm thankful to have those guys that we have back there.
Chris, when you say you and Joe see eye to eye, is there an example where when you were first meeting him, where you can sort of tell that this might be an impactful sort of addition to your career, where you and Joe see eye to eye?
The first time we met, we actually discussed pass rush. I realized he was a high energy guy, but we had a lot in common, and especially with the pass rush. I know I expressed my love for pass rushing the quarterback to him, and he expressed his love, and we kind of connected then, and it's been a beautiful thing so far. So we just got to keep it going.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys.